A woman heads to a mixer party, yet her mind lingers constantly on her supervisor she works with every day. Realizing she has fallen for him, she plans to confess her feelings, only to receive a crushing shock right before she can speak. Spotting Sherwoo standing with his ex-wife, Ji-eun is overcome with indescribable dejection. She cannot stop speculating whether the two remain friends after their divorce, or still hold lingering affection for one another. When Aya asks if she wants to join the mixer, Ji-eun absent-mindedly agrees without processing the question. Only after Aya double-checks does she hastily back out, claiming she has no interest in dating lately and citing an upcoming new team project as an excuse to skip the gathering. She heads to the exhibition hall where Sherwoo is waiting for her and finds him dozing off in a chair. Blinding sunlight falls directly on his face, so she instinctively steps in front of him to block the glare. Sherwoo opens his eyes, takes in the scene, then feigns sleep again. Captivated by his handsome features, Ji-eun leans down slowly toward him, silently thinking he is exactly her type. Their sudden eye contact makes her heart skip a beat. Realizing she has crossed a line, she awkwardly claims she was swatting mosquitoes off him. Sherwoo does not expose her clumsy lie. He tells Ji-eun their team's next assignment is developing a household AI system, a project he planned alongside the company president back when he was in the United States. Their entire team was assembled specifically to bring this idea to life. Ji-eun's role will be designing usage scenarios, envisioning users' daily situations and needs to create corresponding response protocols. Finding the project fascinating, she grows eager to throw herself fully into the work. Sherwoo feels relieved to see her shift from avoiding work to actively embracing challenges. The pair go out for dinner together. Rain suddenly pours down on their way back. Sherwoo offers to let her shelter somewhere while he fetches umbrellas from the office, but Ji-eun is seized by a playful mood. She exclaims excitedly that it has been ages since she ran through rain, calling this the perfect chance, then dashes into the downpour first and urges Sherwoo to follow. Drawn to her bright, radiant smile, Sherwoo willingly chases after her. The next day, the punctual, meticulous Sherwoo requests a half-day leave. Watching him walk out of the office with a bouquet of flowers, Ji-eun grows curious about who he is meeting. She even sneaks over to the design department to check if manager Choi, Sherwoo's ex-wife, has also taken time off. Meanwhile, Sherwoo visits a columbarium to pay respects to his late mother. As he prepares to leave, his father tells him he plans to move to the countryside and invites Sherwoo to join him if he wishes. Sherwoo replies he intends to return to the US in a year and has no plans to stay, asking his father to take good care of himself. After work, Ji-eun stops by a convenience store to grab snacks, grumbling that she cannot think of a single reasonable excuse to call Sherwoo. That night, she tries to bury herself in work, yet every thought drifts back to him. She cannot resist searching online for everything related to Sherwoo, discovering his career accomplishments as well as youthful photos from his school days. But when she opens the wedding favor gift manager Choi handed out at her marriage ceremony, her love-addled mind suddenly snapped back to reality. She felt like a shameless clown secretly prying into Sherwoo's private life. To suppress her growing feelings for him, she texted Aya and agreed to go to the mixer party. The next day, Sherwoo planned to take Ji-eun to experience an AI exhibition hall. Ji-eun assumed the venue would be inside a research building, yet Sherwoo brought her straight to his own house instead. She grew awkward stepping uninvited into his personal space, but Sherwoo reassured her that his home was fully equipped with smart AI devices. She could treat him as a test user and figure out areas for improvement. Curious, she wandered around his home and played with the robotic vacuum, issuing voice commands to it one after another. Watching her absorbed, earnest manner, Sherwoo could not help but smile warmly, as if a true mistress had finally filled his empty house. When they reached his bedroom, Ji-eun noticed the room held nothing but a bed. Sherwoo explained he never watched TV or ate snacks in bed, so no extra furnishings were necessary. His words sparked a vivid fantasy in Ji-eun's head, herself curled up reading and munching snacks on the bed, with Sherwoo tossing and turning uncomfortably, cleaning up crumbs and chiding her for replacing proper meals with treats. Spotting a dry erase marker by the window, Ji-eun wondered where the matching whiteboard was. Sherwoo picked up the marker to demonstrate, scrawling his name directly onto the glass window. Just then, the robotic vacuum glided to her feet and automatically pulled up stored photos. Most were shots of Sherwoo at work, yet one captured a line written across the window. Ji-eun always makes me smile. Sherwoo quickly shut off the photo slideshow, claiming the words were just a random meaningless combination. The air thickened with unspoken tension until his smartwatch alerted him to an elevated heart rate, and Ji-eun's off-work alarm went off at the same time. After leaving his place, Ji-eun could not stop replaying that sentence in her head. Terrified of misreading his affection yet unable to stop daydreaming, she tossed and turned with tangled, anxious emotions. That evening after work, Sherwoo asked Ji-eun to take the bus home with him. but Aya lingered by the door, secretly waving her over. Ji-yoon told Sherwoo she already had plans with Aya. Instinctively, Sherwoo pressed her about where they were headed. Ji-yoon still harbored lingering doubts over his half-day leave a few days prior and fired the question back at him, asking what he had done that afternoon. Sherwoo told her truthfully he had visited the columbarium to honor his late mother. Ji-yoon apologized immediately upon hearing the reason. When Sherwoo kept pushing for an answer, she finally admitted she was going to a mixer party with Aya. Ji-yoon never imagined the mixer would be held at a bar owned by Sherwoo's friend. She wanted to bolt on the spot, but Aya and another girl dragged her inside by force. The mixer paired men and women for one-on-one chats. Bored with making small talk with the guy she was matched with, she passed the time playing a card game instead. She drew a card asking when she'd last felt her heart flutter. Memories flooded her mind of every moment from her first meeting with Sherwoo up to now. It dawned on her that she'd fallen for him long ago, and her fondness had only grown deeper day by day. Meanwhile, Sherwoo went to see Specialist Han, a close colleague of Ji-yoon's. He knew Specialist Han held a master's degree in artificial intelligence and hoped to recruit him to the project team. He laid everything out up front. Once the AI project wrapped up successfully, he planned to return to the US, meaning he could not guarantee Specialist Han's position afterward. Still, he vowed to deliver a successful launch, so every team member would be free to transfer departments or take extended leave as they wished. Specialist Han agreed to join. He then shared a secret with Sherwoo. Back when false rumors spread that Sherwoo had bullied staff, it was Ji-yoon who tracked down former employees and convinced them to speak up to clear his name. Shortly after, Sherwoo received a text from his friend saying Ji-yoon was at the bar mixer. He told himself it was her personal choice and he had no right to interfere. Yet once home, he watched footage automatically played by the robotic vacuum, Ji-yoon testing the smart device, while he stood behind her wearing a blissful grin. The video froze on Ji-yoon's bright smile. A sudden wave of dread washed over him. He feared that radiant smile would belong to someone else, terrified of losing her. Without hesitation, he rushed out the door. After the mixer ended, Ji-yoon got a message from Specialist Han, who told her Sherwoo would head back to the US once the AI project finished. Heartbroken and miserable, Ji-yoon recalled her previous painful breakup. She refused to get tangled up in another vague, tormenting romance. Better to snuff out her budding crush before it bloomed than end up hurt again. By the time Sherwoo arrived at the bar, Ji-yoon had already left. He wandered the streets for ages before finally catching sight of her. Overjoyed, he immediately dialed her number, eager to rush over to meet her.